He's going to score. Valise, Johnny on the spot, sees that bounce away from the catcher, and he'll score 1-0 Aldine here in the top of the first. And they're going to go out and talk to Medina real quick here, as he's struggled in the first three batters. He hit Belize with the second pitch, and then bounced one in, allowing Barbosa to get to first on the drop third strike. Belize went to third, excuse me. Then a balk allowed Barbosa to go to second with a pinch runner. That pinch runner is now at third. Isaiah Nunez is still at the plate here. 1-0, one run in already for Aldine. Aldine coming in again, 16-3 overall, 10-1 second in District 14. Got a big matchup coming up, April 22nd and 23rd against Spring. Spring is 11-0. They're 10-1. Again, with a sweep, they could take the District 14 title. So this is an important game to get out of this game, of course, with a win, with a chance against Spring for that district title. Medina with the pitch. That's going to be a strike. Medina with a 4.5 ERA. Here's the next pitch. That's a curveball. Bounces off the umpire. So the runner will not score. He has to come back. Went right off the right hip of the umpire. Nunez fired that curveball straight into center field. The umpire couldn't get out of the way. Have to check on him. He's okay. Took a hot shot off the hip. That doesn't feel good. Daniel Reyes strolls to the plate now. Runners at the corners. One run in. 362 average for him as well. Got a lot of good hitters on this Aldine Mustang team. And they're going to call timeout here for Eisenhower. The coach is going to come over and talk to the umpire. We're live at Eisenhower High School, just behind the high school, right off of Gulf Bank and Antoine. Very warm afternoon. Got a little bit of a breeze. It's going to be kind of tough for the pop-ups and the fly balls this afternoon. Wind is swirling a little bit, mostly coming from the left field line to the right field line. But anything popped up is going to be an adventure today. Eisenhower having a tough season this year. They're not in playoff contention. 8-14 on the year in District 3 and 8 in 6th. District standings go like this. Spring at 11-0 on top. Aldine 10-1 just behind them. Then MacArthur at 7-4. Davis at 5-6 and Decaney at 5-6, and that's the fourth playoff spot right there. Those two teams are going to battle it out. The top four teams will go to the playoffs. And then Eisenhower at 3-8, and then Nimitz at 3-8. So out of the playoffs with 2 games to go. Just try to save face here and try to get a good performance against this Aldine Mustang team. Aldine and Eisenhower, of course, both from Aldine ISD. Pretty good rival. Here's number 9, Daniel Reyes, a 386, excuse me. I shorted him a couple of points there. That's a 362, he's 386. The first pitch, runners on the move to second base. That ball will get out in center field. Another runner will score. He'll go all the way to third, slides in head first, he's safe. So it's 2-0 Aldine now. Still no outs here in the first inning. So a couple of mistakes by the Eisenhower Eagles have led to a couple of runs here early for Aldine. Reyes still at the plate. Now with runner at third base. Here's the pitch, low and outside. That one gets away from the catcher as well. Not far enough for the runner to score. The ball out low and outside. Abraham Medina comes with the next pitch. It's jarred way left. down the line. That would have been easy, double, maybe triple, if it would have been fair, but ball's about 4 or 5 feet foul down the left field line. Rays with a good rip at it. Now reset here. 2-1 is the count. Medina rocks, he'll fire. Low and inside again. That's going to be 3-1. Medina having a hard time finding the target this afternoon. Hit a batter on the very second pitch he threw. He's been in the dirt quite a few times already here in the first. He'll come again. Outside low. That's a walk. Runners at the corners here, still no out. And number 7 strolls to the plate for Aldine. Alberto Gonzalez. Yeah, his batting average is pretty good too. 405. I think that's pretty good. So all these hitters, 360, 370, 380. And here's 405. Alberto Gonzalez. He's third in average. Excuse me, ninth in average. I can't read my own writing. Ninth in average in District 14. So top 10. The first pitch, he squares the bunt. It goes behind the plate, and another runner will score. Another pass ball or a wild pitch, however they want to score that. So it's 3-0 Aldine here in the first inning. Still nobody out. And now they're going to go to the mound again and talk about it. Again, Aldine with 2 games remaining, and they're 2 very important games against Spring. Spring is 11-0. They have not lost in district this year. Aldine just 10-1, just 1 slip up in district. Those games are April 22nd, April 23rd next week, and that'll be ending their season. These 2 teams on the end of a 1-1. Aldine beat Eisenhower 7-1 last night over at Langford Field. They'll switch over, come here, like a home and home series is what they call it. So they're going to switch pitchers here. So Medina doesn't get out of the first. In fact, he doesn't even record an out. Jeremy Ortiz, number 15, will be on the mound here. The big right-hander. He's had his troubles on the mound this year, sporting a 7.14 ERA. But he'll get a couple of warm-up pitches here. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome in. David Canada here, along with our producer, Sebastian Bien. Skylar Gillespie is our QA this afternoon, or this evening. Back at Vype headquarters, making sure we look good and sound good for you guys. We appreciate you joining us this evening. Baseball season just about wrapping up. We'll have some great playoff games, I'm sure, starting next week for you, either here on the NFHS network. So we look forward to that, bringing up those to you. And the sun is bright, coming just over the left field wall here. It's going to be very difficult for the hitters fairly soon, especially if they're left-handed hitters looking into that sun. The outfielders shouldn't have a hard time with it. The sun will be at their back. You joined us before for games from Langford Field. The right fielders, right side infielders had a hard time with that sun setting in those games. So it should be the hitters have a hard time this afternoon here at Eisenhower High School. So here we go, new pitcher Ortiz, all warmed up. He comes in a tough spot with 2 on, and Alberto Gonzalez at 405 on his batting average for the season. He's going to have to face him under fire here with 2 on. Ortiz will look in, check the runners. He'll come to the plate. Strike 1. It's a good start. Gonzalez, good RBI opportunity here. Ortiz looks in. That one is ripped into left field. It'll score 1 for sure. Actually, he was on second. I thought he was on third. The sun was in my eyes. So it ripped into left field for just single. Eisenhower, great job getting that ball back in. He hit that one hard. So runners at the corners here. And again, another great hitter coming up to the plate. Gabriel Nunez at 350. Big guy, 6'3", 210. A lot of power with this guy, so you have to be careful. Ortiz just giving up the sharp liner to left for a single. Runners at the corners here. 3 runs in, still no outs here in the first. Ortiz, the second pitcher, he'll wheel and turn, try to pick off the runner at first. Pretty good pickoff move there. That's tough for a right-handed pitcher with that runner behind you. Have to turn and wheel. He does it again. The biggest thing that's the hardest thing to do with a right-hander is you got to get that foot off the rubber first, otherwise it's a balk. And you have to go clean. So far, 2 pickoff attempts. He's done a good job. Ortiz, he'll try it again. Keeping the runner on first. Gonzalez with 13 stolen bases on the year. Second on this Aldine team. That's why they're taking a look at him, making sure he's not going to get to second. At least they're going to do their best to keep him on. Ortiz looks, he'll fire it. And that one's ripped to left field. And that will run. A run will score there. 2 on. And it now is 4-0. Aldine here in the first inning, still no outs. You hear the chatter from the Aldine dugout. Strolling to the plate now, number 13. Carriega at 300. A measly 300 average. I say that sarcastically, of course. Runners at first and second. No outs here. Pitch outside. It's going to go to the backstop. Runners will go to second and third. Another low pitch. And they're going to go out and talk to Ortiz. It's about the 3rd mound visit we've had here in the first inning. Still no outs. I think we got a cloud over the sun, which is very welcoming at this point. Ortiz gets on the same page with his catcher. Runners on second and third. Here's the pitch. Outside, but took the string off a little bit on that changeup and had the batter out in front. So he gets a strike on that one. Here's the next pitch. A looping curveball. Doesn't find the target. Rico Carriega at the plate here. 2 runners on. High and outside. And now Ortiz has a hard time finding the target. 3-1. At the risk of walking the bases loaded here. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside. Bases are loaded. And here comes number 8. Carmelo Rodriguez, a 292 hitter, strolling from the on-deck circle with the bases full. No place to put him. 4 runs in already. Bases loaded, nobody out still here in the first inning. Aldine, a chance to put a big crooked number up here in the first inning and cruise to a victory, but got a long way to go. Ortiz, second pitcher of this inning for Eisenhower, low and outside. Having a hard time finding the target. There's the next pitch as the sun makes his appearance again. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Rodriguez, just a junior. Big opportunity here. If he can get a pitch to hit, there's another outside low ball. It's 3-0 here. No place to put him. Excuse me, it's 1-2. Thought it was 3-0. It is 1-2. Must have called a couple of those strikes. That one is low and outside. Oh, caught the plate. Wow, that looked like it was low and outside, but he got the strikeout. So 1 out here in the first. That's the first out recorded. 4 runs in already. Bases are juiced. Coming to the plate now for Aldine, number 3, Alexander Martinez. 341 on the year. Another good hitter in this lineup. No wonder this team is 16-3 on the year. Just strolling the good hitters out one after another. Here's the pitch. Looping curveball. Hits in for a strike. Ortiz finding the target a little bit more here with the strikeout for the first out. It gets out on top. Here's the next pitch. That's a rip line dive to third base. Hits, makes the catch, and they out. And they're finally out of the inning. But Aldine will score 4 in the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first. 4-0 Aldine. Back, folks. Bottom of the first coming up here for Eisenhower, giving up 4 runs in the first. Carriego will be the pitcher for the Aldine Mustangs. Barbosa will be doing the catching. He gets his warm-up tosses in. A long, lengthy first inning. Aldine could have done a lot more damage, but Ortiz came in and settled the ship a little bit. 2 strikeouts to end the inning, or at least 1 strikeout to end the inning, along with a line drive catch a double play that ended the inning with the double play at the end. But Ortiz made a couple of good pitches down the stretch there to get him out of that inning. And the bases loaded with only 1 out. They did end up getting out of it, only giving up 4 runs. Rico Carriego will be on the mound, the big right-hander. Barbosa with a nice throw down. They'll get warmed up here. Again, Aldine looking to improve their record to 11-1 here in district. But most importantly, they've got to get out of this game without looking ahead to the big matchup coming up on April 22nd and 23rd against Spring. The Spring Lions going undefeated throughout the District 14 campaign, 11-0. And those two teams match up in a back-to-back home-and-home series. Should be exciting baseball, as Aldine will have to sweep the Lions to get that District 14 title. If they go 1-1, there'd be a lot of tiebreakers involved there. First pitch for Carrega inside, strike 1. Patel, the first hitter for Aldine, just 167 batting average from the left side. Swing and pops it to second, a little bobble. He'll pick it up, throw it in time for the out. We're talking about left-handed hitters might have a hard time this afternoon with that sun. just go over the left field wall. Patel took a good swing at it. Couldn't get it through the hole in the right side. Here's number 14, Abraham Medina, at .306 batting average for Aldine. Immediately for Eisenhower. Takes a big swing at that first pitch. Got a piece of it. Be 0-1. Carrega will get the sign. He'll rock, he'll fire. Curveball inside, misses the mark. 1-1. Medina third on this team with a .306 average. Pops it right side. Could be dangerous down the right side. Nice run. Got to it. Couldn't put the glove around it. You can see that ball traveling in the wind. Any pop-up today or fly ball is going to be trouble if that wind starts gusting. So Medina will have new life here at the plate after popping that one down the right side. The Mustangs couldn't come up with that. And several players down there. Here's the next pitch from Carrega. Looping curveball goes down the left side. Great snap by the third baseman. Cross island throw, he gets him. Beautiful snap on the third baseman and a throw over. Great job by the third baseman. Got my papers flying in the air here. Playing third base today, Daniel Reyes. It's hard to see the number against the sunlight here, so pardon the delay there. But Reyes with a great play at third. The stab just to stop it for one, and then the throw across, long throw to get him. So 2 outs here in the first. Aldine up 4-0. Here in the bottom of the first, pitch low and outside. 0-1. Now here's the most dangerous hitter for Eisenhower, Cameron Gooley. Batting .436. He also leads the team in stolen bases, or leads the district in stolen bases. Even with a .462 average, he's only number 5 in District 14. Lanky left-hander here. Plays center field for this Eisenhower team. Seen him before. He's pretty impressive from the plate. Here's the pitch from Carrega. Inside low. Good eye from Gurley. Let that one go. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. 4-0 Aldine on top early. 2-2 is the count. Right-hander versus left-hander here. Carrega will rock, fire inside and low. Be 3-1 or 3-2, I think. There's no scoreboard here, so we'll try our best to. And math is not my best suiting, so try to keep up with the count. Every once in a while, you see the umpire do that. 3-2, kind of give me help out a little bit. 3-2. Here's the pitch, inside and low. He'll walk him. So Eisenhower will get a base runner on. Cameron Gooley. He's a tough one at the plate and tough one on the base pass as well. Leads this team with 16 stolen bases. So they're going to have to deal with him on the base pass now as they let one get on. So 1 out here, 2 outs here for Eisenhower, 1 on. Gooley taking a big lead on first. Carrega will spy over there and make sure he knows he's looking at him. We'll kind of walk him back a little bit. Eisenhower at the plate now, number 6. Manuel Arredondo at 174 average. They could be holding him on if he can get one through the right side. There's a big hole in that right side. Carrega will rock, he'll fire. Gooley is on the move. It's in center field. The ball will drop in. Gurley's all the way to third now. He's turning for home. Here comes the throw to the plate. He's not in time. Gurley with a beautiful head-first slide, and it's 4-1. Gurley on the run on the hit and run. The ball was not being able to caught in center field. So the pinch runner, or the replacement runner, at second now with 2 outs here. But Gurley with that speed around third, he was not going to be stopped. Did a big head-first slide across home plate to score the run. So now to the plate, Devian Carrier. Done a great here. 344 from the right side here. Replacement runner at second. 2 outs here for Ike. Pitch driven to right center field. That one's going to get down. Runner will score. Carrier rolls around first. Looking at second. Is he going to stop? He's going to stop there. Looks like he wanted to go for 3. That ball got loose in the outfield. He probably could have made it. But a double by Carrier. It is 4-2 now. So the 2 big bats in this Ike lineup have done the damage here. Gurley and Carrier. Here's number 1, Eduardo Lavender. I always mess up. Lavendverde. I'll get it somewhere along the line. Not very good at the plate. 85.85 on the year. But he plays a good first base. We've seen him make some great plays earlier in the year. So 1 on here. Carrier at second. Pitched low. It was actually a strike. It caught the knee. I was going to say low and inside, but it did catch the knee. 4-1, or 4-2 is our score here in the first. Aldine with 4 in the top of the first. Ike Eisenhower coming back. The Eagles flying with 2 here in the bottom of the first. Runner at second. Lavenderde at the plate. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Good eye. That looked like a sweeping changeup. A little bit of a slider. It's hard to lay off on that thing when it's coming at you and then dives away from you. Lower and outside part of the plate. And they'll call time here for a second. So the chatter will pick up again here. 2 runs in for Eisenhower. Runner at second. Lavenderde at the plate. They're going to pick him off at second. Almost got him. Great spin move by Correga to try to pick him off at second. He was teasing him a little bit. That long, big stride and a big lead. He'll go back out there again. Big lead at second. He teases him again. Shot to third. He's going to tag him right there. No need to throw it across. That's the end of the first inning. At the end of the first, it's 4-2. Eisenhower trailing. Aldine will go to the second. folks. David Cannon along with our producer, Sebastian Bien, here at Eisenhower High School. One inning in the books. Aldine gets 4 at the top of the first. Eisenhower fights back with 2 more in the bottom of the first. It's 4-2 as we go to the second inning. First batter here for for Aldine will be Velez. He led off the game, so Aldine almost batted completely around. Velez was hit by a pitch in the second pitch of the game. Ortiz came in. He'll foul that one up and out of play. Just misses the car, bounces over it. It wasn't my car, so didn't do much damage. It just rolled across the back side of the car there. So 0-1. Belize with great batting average as well. Over 400 on the year. Fouled straight back again. 4-15 for Julian Belize. Taking a couple good cuts at those fastballs from Ortiz. Fouled 2 of them straight back. First one hit a car, second one landed harmlessly behind us. Here's the third pitch. Outside and low. 1-2. Again, we'll do our best to keep you updated on the scores. No scoreboard here. It is 4-2. I'm keeping score by the old-fashioned way. One and 2 on Belize. Ortiz, the big right-hander, will look in. He'll fire a looping curveball. That's going to miss outside. 2-2. Good eye by Belize not to reach out for that one. Wind is calming down just a little bit, but it is gusting every once in a while. Cause one pop-up not to be caught. That one's going to be hit. He's going to hit again. Second time Belize has been hit almost in the same exact point, right off his left hip. That was probably not as painful as the first one. First one looked like a fastball. That one looked like a changeup or a curveball. But trust me, they still hurt. Number 23, Barbosa now. The biggest bat in this Aldine lineup. At least numbers-wise. Average-wise, he's second, 419. But the power numbers are there for Barbosa. Barbosa third in home runs in district, first in slugging percentage, number 7 in average, and number 4 in RBIs, all in District 14. So he's made his name known across the district. Barbosa with a man on, just like in the first inning. Belize came around to score on a pass ball. Ortiz will fire over there. How much he's done a good job of keeping the runners on over there. Belize the leading stolen base on this Aldine team with 14 on the year. Barbosa will step back in. Lose that big orange bat. Here's Ortiz, looping curveball. Belize will swipe the bag, and that's his 15th of the year. Did a great choice. Great pitch to run on, a curveball. And he made it pretty easily. He did slide, but the throw wasn't really close out there. So Belize finds himself on second again. They'll call timeout, have another mound visit. And at least 3, if not 4, in the first inning. Here's our first one here in the second. Barbosa goes to first on the walk. So here it is, 2 on with no outs here in the top of the second for Aldine. Coming to the plate now, number 20, Isaiah Nunez at 362. Again, this lineup is stacked with 300 plus hitters. Aldine won the game last night, 7-1 over at Lansfordville. They were the home team. Now that the visitors do the home and home series in high school baseball. Ortiz looks at the runner at second. He'll fire home. Ripped to left field over the third baseman's head. Lavanderte couldn't hold on to it. Here's one run to score. Runner will come to third. And a double on that. Well, actually, it was probably a single and a pass ball. Not a pass ball, but a error. Either way, it is 5-2 Aldine. At 2 on here, nobody out here in the second. Daniel Reyes will come to the plate at 386 on the year. The Ducks on the pond again for him. 2 runners on. They have replacement runners on both bags, on second and third. Ortiz now starting to struggle just a bit. Here's the pitch. Curveball. Catches the edge of the plate. Strike one. Ortiz will check the runner in second. Here he comes. Drove to center field. Can't see where that ball's going. It's caught in center. Here comes the throw to the plate. Tags up to the score. It is 6-2. The runner will go to third on the pass ball. So a drive to center field scores the run on the sac fly. And on the throw in, got away from the catcher. And the runner will advance to third. So 1 on, still no outs here. Excuse me, 1 out on the fly ball. So it's 1 out, 1 on. 2 runs in here in the second for Aldine. They lead 6-2. Alberto Gonzalez at 4:05 steps to the plate now with runner at third. Ortiz will rock and fire. Looping curveball. Misses outside. 1-0. Again, the Mustangs putting a crooked number here on the board in the second. Got 4 in the first. They've got added 2 here so far in the second. Looping curveball again. That one's ripped into third base. Lavanderte does a good job of picking that up. And the runner will advance home. Did not look at the runner. Didn't look him back. And that's the 6th or 7th run of the game for Aldine. Third baseman usually in that position will look that runner back. Make sure he doesn't advance. But Lavanderte just fired it to first base, got the out, 2 outs now, but at the cost of a run scoring. So with 2 outs here, and the bases are empty now. First pitch is low and outside. 21 Gabriel Nunez at the plate. Most of the players in this lineup batting 350 on the year. The wind picks up. You see the dust flying across the diamond here. Seems to be swirling. At times it comes from the left field line, and now it feels like it's coming right from our back, from right behind home plate here. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside. Bounces back to the backstop. The next pitch from Ortiz, high, fastball. See the dust flying off the glove as it popped into the mitt. Ortiz, no one to keep on now, just going to fire. Low and outside, that ball gets back to the backstop too. That's a drop third strike, and he'll get to first base. So it had him on the strikeout, but drop third strike is one of the several ways you can get to first. Usually it doesn't result in a good result for the runner, but that time the ball got away to the backstop, and he'll find his way on first. So here's Barbosa. Excuse me, that's 13, not 23. It's Carrega, the pitcher. Here goes the runner trying to steal. He'll get in there safe. So another stolen base in this inning for Aldine. The Leafs swiped one earlier. Puts another runner in scoring position for Aldine. Mustangs already leading 7-2. 3 runs in here in the second. Here's the next pitch. Inside strike. A good fastball right down the middle. Runner on second. 2 outs here in the inning. Looping curveball, ripped to the left side, and foul. Ortiz throws a big 12-6 curveball. And it looks meaty coming to the plate. Boy, I think if I was there, I probably would have swung like crazy on that one too. Curveball's a little hard to time up though. If you can guess it right. Here's another curveball. That one's ripped straight back behind us into the creek. Good rip at it though. If you get connected on that one, that might have had a home run distance. So I believe the count is 1-2 now. Carrega looks at another pitch outside, 2-2. Runner at second. 3 runs in here in the second for Aldine. They lead 7-2. Ortiz will look at the runner at second. He'll fire home. And that one's high. He's going to walk Carrega. Actually, it wasn't a walk. He thought it was a walk. I kind of thought it was the third ball, but he was convinced that was the fourth ball and was headed to first. Umpire says, wait on, come on. Got to go back. So it's 3-2 now. Maybe Carrega just anticipating that walk. See if Ortiz can accommodate him here. Low and outside. There it is right there. So he was just 1 ball too early, but he'll take first base on the walk. Now 2 on for Aldine. He just had a premonition that was going to be a walk for him. Carmelo Rodriguez, 292, strolls to the plate here. 2 out, 2 on. And another meeting at the mound for Eisenhower. If you had 4 mound visits on your Eisenhower bingo card, you pretty much won at this point. It's the fourth mound visit here in the first 2 innings. And inning number 2 is not over yet here. Got 2 fairly quick outs, but 3 runs are in. And more damage could be done here. Rodriguez at the plate. 2 on. Runners at first and second. Ortiz will look the runner back. Swing and a miss. Fastball down low. Rodriguez took a big whiff at it. Couldn't come up with it. So 0-1 the count. Pitch from Ortiz, low and outside. 1-1 the count now. These Aldine hitters would be smart to just work the count. Ortiz struggling. Medina started the game and didn't get out of the first. Ortiz had to come in and bail him out a little bit. Here's the next pitch. It's low and outside as well. These hitters got to have a good eye and be in take mode right now. Let's see if he'll take this one here. I think the count is 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2 now. That didn't look like a curveball, looked like a little bit of a slider, or maybe a changeup. He was well out in front of it. So good job by Ortiz, pulling the string, as they say. Changing speeds. Here he comes again. Swing and a miss. He'll strike him out. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Aldine puts 3 more on the board. They lead 7-2. Welcome back, folks. Here, bottom of the second coming up. David Canada with you here. Sebastian Bien doing our producing and camera work this afternoon. 7-2 is our score. Aldine up on top. Eisenhower. We're live at Eisenhower High School, by the way. Very good and nice evening for baseball, for sure. A little breezy. It's really much better when the sun dips below the building over here. That'll be about an hour or so, I think. But it hasn't really stopped the Aldine Mustangs from scoring. 7-2 they lead. Here's the first pitch for Aldine. Second inning here. At the plate, number 15, Ortiz. He's been the pitcher for most of this game as he came in early on in the first. Rips one foul, right side. That one's headed for the parking lot. Didn't hear any dents or anything. Didn't hear anybody screaming, so apparently it fell harmlessly over there. 0-1. Correga will deal. Curveball, got him on the strike. First out. Correga will strike him out. So good start for Correga here in the second inning. First pitch low and inside to Mary Lee at 250. At the plate here for Eisenhower. Correga will deal. Fastball outside, got him swinging. Correga's got that fastball going this afternoon. Popping that bit. Nobody on. One out here for Eisenhower. Next curveball. It'll find the plate even though Lee ducked out of the way. It'll find the corner somehow. 1-2 is the count. Correga looks in. He'll fire another fastball outside. This time Lee holds up. They'll call for the appeal down the right side. And the umpire down there says he did not go around. So good job holding back on that one. That was looked like a slider on the outside. And those are so hard to hold back on. So they'll have a short meeting on the mound First one for Aldine. Correga looking in. Here's the next pitch. That's ripped to center field. Are they going to be able to get to it? No, that gets down. Single for Lee. And Eisenhower, the fans enjoying that one for sure. Good crowd here for both teams. This is not very far from Aldine High School as well. Here's number 3, Patel. Patel got a hit in the first inning. Correga looks back at the runner Lee. Long look over. Pitch from the stretch. Outside. 1-0. Eisenhower got 2 in the bottom of the first. 2 outs here with 1 runner on. Again, Correga takes a long look over at Lee. Here's the pitch. Ripped foul. Just didn't quite make it out of the stadium rounds here.
X, you gotta catch that, baby.
Thought it was going to go over the top. So Patel will step back in. And it was fairly windy when we started. The wind is starting to calm down. Pickoff move over to the right side. Just keep him honest on that. Correga, a lot of attention over that right side. Here's the next pitch. Lee will take off. Throw over. Did they get him or not? I can't tell. Big old cloud of dust at second. He's safe. Literally in a cloud of dust. Dives in there. And he's safe on the stolen base. So runner in scoring position now. Correga wants a new ball. At least it looked like he was calling for a new ball. So Lee takes a big, huge lead at second. Daring Correga to throw over there. Correga take a long look at him for sure. He'll come home. They call it timeout. Just as the pitch was being released, or just before. I thought for a second they called a balk. Correga was, his feet were a little nervous out there. Taking a look at Lee at second with that big lead. Thought maybe he misstepped. The rule on a balk is basically you have to come clean either to first or second or wherever you're going. And now Lee will come off. I think they appealed. Maybe they appealed the out. Or Lee's just going to come over and talk to the coach. Okay. I thought maybe. It's hard to tell sometimes what they're talking about as they take a little leisurely talk here. And Lee came off like he was dejected. Maybe he was just going to come off. Or maybe that was a balk call. Well, the umpire will come over and explain it to one of the coaches. They're meeting on the mound again here for Aldine. So Lee on first, or second, with a single and stolen base. Patel at the plate. Lost track of the count here. We'll see if the umpire will help us out. There's no scoreboard here, so it's hard to follow. 1-1, he'll say, is the count on Patel. And we're keeping score by hand the old-fashioned way. Here's the pitch. Inside, it'll hit him. In fact, it was so far inside, Patel turned to get away from it, hit him square in the back. No, that one hurt for sure. That was a fastball. Patel gritting his teeth as he spun around and threw the bat off. So 2 on. And if you've listened to me before, you know baseball, I was a pretty good hitter until I got hit. And that does not feel good. That was just in Little League, so that pitch was probably maybe 30, 40 miles an hour. These high school guys can throw upper 70s, maybe even 80s, so That'll certainly hurt. So 2 on for Eisenhower here. Got a hit stolen base and now a hit batter. Correga will take a long look at second. Big lead by Lee. He'll come to the plate. That's a butt attempt. It goes foul. Maddox Zakaria. Watched him pitch last time we did a game. Pretty good pitcher. With 305 batting average. Does pretty well at the plate from the left side as well. Trying to bunt himself on there. 0-1 to count, 2 on here. No runs scored yet for Ike. But they're certainly threatening here. Lee with the long lead again. Inside and low the pitch. The throw will go out to second. Over the head of Corriga. No harm, no foul there. But Lee is out there at second base taking a huge lead. Just trying to distract Corriga. I think it's working a little bit. Corriga been a little off on these last few pitches. He'll take another look. Big lead. Lee just daring him to throw over. There's a throw to first. Tried to pick off. And he's safe. Catcher Barbosa wanted the out. He thought he had him picked off over there. In fact, it looked like they did. So Patel's going to go to the bench here, so that should be the second out. I never saw the umpire even indicate that it was an out. But Patel will go to the bench, and there's no replacement runner, so that will be the second out as the pickoff from Barbosa to first base. And Lee will stride back out, take another big lead at second. Craig will stare him down. Here's the pitch, low and inside. Lee is taking about a 15 to 20 foot lead out there. Maybe not that much, so 40 feet between the bags. He's taking a good 10-foot lead away from second. Zakaria from the left side. Here's the pitch. He'll get a piece of it. Goes over the top of Correga. The throw will be at first. And it's not in time. Trying to look for the umpire to make a call. There's only 2 umpires in high school baseball. One behind the plate and another one that will just roam around. He's got to make all those calls. And I'm looking toward him to make a call, but never to see it. But the runner is on first base, so he did make it. So runners on the corners now, as Lee will make it to third. Abraham Medina at 3:06 will come to the plate here. He started the game on the mound for Eisenhower. Didn't make it out of the first. Ortiz took over for him. But at the plate here, he'll try to get a couple back here with runners on the corners, 2 out. Score is 7-3, Aldine. Eisenhower with 2 in the bottom of the first. They haven't put across the plate in the second here yet. But with 2 outs, they have runners at the corners. Grega will stare in. Look back at Zakaria at first. Lee, big lead at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Fouled back to the right side, left side. The wind picked up there a minute. Got some sand in the eye there. Have to get some sun shields. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. Eisenhower trying to dig into that 7-2 lead. Correga will fire low and outside. Pickoff attempt at third. The ball gets away. Looked like it slipped out of Barbosa's hand there. No harm, no foul again as it's gathered down to the third base line. So they'll reset. Runners take their leads. Big lead at first, big lead at third. Trying to get under Correga's skin. He'll take a look at first, look back at third. They'll come to the plate. Looping curveball finds the strike zone. Two and two the count. Correga on the mound for Aldine. He'll rock, he'll fire inside and low. Barbosa, great job getting over and blocking that from getting behind him. That certainly would have brought a run in for sure there. It's a nice night out for a baseball game. Weather holding off. Gonna have some rain this weekend, but certainly is nice here on this Thursday night. Good Friday tomorrow, Easter weekend. Hope everybody has a great weekend. That ball will get away. Runner will come from third and score. 7-3, that makes the score now. So a wild pitch, I'm sure that's what the call will be if there were official scorers. They have runner at second. Medina still at the plate. 2 outs. Aldine still having a 7-3 lead here. So Eisenhower fighting back. Now he's going to walk him here. 2 on, 2 out. And a tough hitter coming to the plate. And Gurley, Cameron Gurley. 462 average from that left side. He got on with a hit in the first, stole a base and came around on a bad throw. It came around all the way from first to home on a hit and run and a bad throw. Here's the pitch from Correga, low and outside. It catches the plate though. 0-1. Gurley, impressive numbers across the board in almost every power category. Slugging percentage, stolen bases. He's got 2 home runs on the year. They're going to call time again. Two on for Eisenhower. Runners at first and second. That's a pickoff move, or at least an attempted pickoff move by Correga. Runners out at second are taking liberty of big leads at second. We saw Lee do it just a minute ago. Now Patel with a huge lead at second. Here's a looping curveball. Gurley comes up empty. Boy, I'm sure his eyes got big on that one. He was going for the fences. Those curveballs get up in your eyes, and boy, they are very, very, very attractive. Let me put it that way. Here's the next pitch. That one's ripped down the right side. It's going to get down. Will a run score? They're going to turn him. They're going to hold him at third. Bases now loaded for Eisenhower with a ripped single by Cameron Gooley to the right side. 7-3 is our score. Aldine on top, but Eisenhower fighting back here. And now comes to the plate for Eisenhower, number 6, Manuel Arredondo. Bases loaded here by the Eagles. Correga at the on the mound, just struggling just a little bit. Well, he's lucky that Gurley didn't get that one elevated because he ripped that one to right center. Here's the pitch. Looping curveball finds the edge of the plate. 0-1. No place to put him. Bases are loaded. This game is going very slowly. Got a lot of runners, a lot of base runners, a lot of runs being scored. Eisenhower not shying away here, giving up 4 in the first, fighting back.
Now your pitch, boy.
1 run in here for Eisenhower in the bottom of the second. Bases loaded. Craig with a long look in. And Rocky will fire it. That one's behind the plate. That will score a run. 7-4 now on a pass ball. Barbosa will get back to it. Eisenhower just won't go away here. 7-4. They put 2 in the first, 2 in the second here. Still, bases not full, 2 on. But 2 out here for Eisenhower. Corriga struggling just a little bit in this inning. So you put the clamps down here on Eisenhower and get out of this inning with no more damage. They've already got 2 on him here. Rocky will fire. That's ripped down the left side. Is foul. That one looked like it wanted to find that left field line. The little reset. The runners, second, third, will take their lead. And they're taking big leads on Corriga. And I think the runners on base, the big leads have shaken Corriga just a little bit. It's a lot of things to think about as a pitcher when you got runners on trying to hold them on. That's a strike. And that's out of the inning. So Eisenhower scores 2 in that inning. And we close the second inning. 7-4 is our score as we go to the third. Welcome back, folks. Going to the third inning now. The score is 7-4 Aldine. Aldine with 4 in the first, 2 in the second, or 3 in the second. Eisenhower countering with 2 in the first and 2 in the second. Go to the third. Ortiz will take the mound again as we'll roll him back out there. This Aldine lineup, pretty tough, but they missed out on some opportunities this afternoon with bases loaded a couple of times and only getting 7 runs so far. They could have been worse. So here comes Aldine again here at the top of the third. Felix Melendez, number 22, with a .274 average, will come to the plate for Aldine. Ortiz still on the mound for the Eisenhower Eagles. High and inside. I tell you, I'd have been wheeling away from that one. That was a little bit of chin music up and in. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. Low, bouncing into the plate, about a 58-foot curveball. So it'll be 2-0. Ortiz going to try to shut him down here. Keep them off the board. 3-0. So far he hasn't really come close to the target. 3-0. 2 low pitches, 1 high pitch. Here's the next pitch, 3-0. A take all the way. 4-pitch walk from Ortiz. And runner on first for Aldine. Strolling to the plate now, Julian Velez at 4:15. He hasn't had a chance really much tonight to put the bat to work. He's been hit twice. First and second time up, he's been hit in the side, so I'm sure he'd probably like to avoid that. If I got hit in the side like that, I'd be curled up in the fetal position. You'd have to find me a hot tub or something. I'd be done for the day, for sure. But these kids are tough. Velez with a 4.15 average. He's got runner to work with here on first base. Top of the third. No outs yet. Runner on for Aldine already. Velez will watch the pitch go by. And this runner will steal the base. So now a runner in scoring position. Another stolen base. 2 for either side. So much dust at second base, I have to pull the bag out and clean it. A couple of times the runners have gone head first into second base, and all you see is a cloud of dust. They got a little slight problem with just like the way the base goes in to the mount there at second base, so they'll have to take a look at that. Again, these teams go in different directions. Aldine near the top of District 14, looking to strike in and maybe get a share or at least an outright District 14 championship. And meanwhile, Ike, their season is over at 4-8. They are in 6th place in the district. But if you're looking for some good baseball over the weekend, or at least April 22nd and 23rd, you're going to have a great matchup between the Aldine Mustangs and the Spring Lions. Spring number 1 in District 14 at 11-0. Aldine number 2 at 10-1, and they play back-to-back games on April 22nd and 23rd for the outright District 14 championship. So Aldine try not to look ahead in this game to get to that game with that chance of sweeping the Lions and taking District 14 outright. Here's the pitch. Runner on the move, steals third base. So 2 stolen bases in a row. Ortiz not even looking back to check. And as a runner, if you got some speed, they don't look back to check. You just take it. And that's what he did. Martinez at third now. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside. Velez wearing a hoodie underneath his jersey. That seems a little bit warm for that for me, for sure. But it looks good. Here's Ortiz again. Looping curveball. Doesn't find the mark. Well, he's a dangerous hitter here. Trying to bust him inside. They've done it so much that he's hit twice in his first 2 at-bats. Here's the next pitch. He'll swing at that one, foul it straight back. He got away, but not enough for the runner to advance from third. Sure, Velez is liking the fact that he's getting pitches out over the plate, away from his body. The second time he got hit was a fastball, and it definitely hurt for sure. Here's the next pitch, low and inside, and he'll walk him. 2 runners on now for Aldine. And Velez will hoof it down to first. Great hustle. Next up for Aldine, number 23, Felix Melendez. And another mound visit, our mound meeting for Eisenhower. Trying to keep track of the score, but keeping track of mound visits too. I think that's number 5 in 2.5 innings here. I don't know if they're going to make a switch change. We'll see what they do here. They talk to Ortiz and see if they'll keep him in the game. He came in middle of the first, and they will keep him in the game. Just want to do some strategy, I guess, and settle him down a little bit as he started this third inning just a little bit shaky. So runners at the corners for the Mustangs. Melendez at the plate. Aldine was 4 in the first, 3 in the second. So far, not here in the third, but they are threatening with 2 runners on. Runners at the corners for Melendez. 294 hitter. Melendez just a junior. And they're going to throw over another stolen base. They're taking advantage of Ortiz here. Ortiz not paying much attention to the runners on the base. Took a big lead, and they're just going to run on him until he finds a way to back him down or throw him out. Ortiz takes a look at second this time. Of course, there's no place for the second runner at second to go. There's a runner occupying third as well. Here's a looping curveball that's going straight back behind us. Cleared the fence almost into the creek, but didn't quite make it. We're live here at Eisenhower High School off of Antoine and Gulf Bank, up on the northwest side. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. Looping curveball. That one gets through left side. They'll score 1 run. Another run right behind. Went on the crack of the bat. 2 runs will score. A 2-run double. And he's going to keep going to third on the throw. So 2 runners in. That makes it 9-4. So I believe if you're going to score that, it's going to be a double. And he goes to third on the error on the throw. 2-run score. But Valise saw that one right away. He was off with the crack of the bat. He almost passed the runner ahead of him. And they came across the plate 1-2 within a couple of seconds there. Melendez still at first, or excuse me, at the plate. Here's the pitch, looping. Isaiah Nunez at the plate, 362 average. 2 runners in. Runner at third. Ortiz laboring here in this inning. Low and inside, that ball gets away. Not far enough, though, for the runner to get home. Take a look for sure. Nunez from the right side. Nunez is also a pretty accomplished pitcher with a 2.27 ERA. Great, the ice cream truck is here. Awesome. Here's the next pitch, low and outside. Ortiz looking in, runner at third, 2 runs in here in this inning. That one's ripped to center, high and deep. Center fielder will catch it, and it'll be a sac fly. And it'll be 10-4 now. That was ripped deep to center. I thought maybe for a second it might get out, but to the deepest part of the park here. Had a little bit of wind behind it, but it was caught about 5 feet from the fence, deep enough for a sac fly. So 1 out here, bases are empty. Now coming to the plate, number 9, Daniel Reyes, with a 386 batting average. Ortiz will fire high and outside. 0-1. Aldine with 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and now with 3 here in the third. Pitch is low. Here's Ortiz. He'll look in again. Fire that one right down the middle. That one looked like he took a little bit off it, maybe a changeup, but it found the target. Count is 2-2. Here's the next pitch. Low and outside, 3-2. Aldine in the road, grays and blue. Eisenhower with their home whites with the yellow and black trim. That pitch was low and outside. 3-2 the count now. Ortiz will stare in. He'll kick, he'll fire. That was ripped. It's going to go foul down the left field line. Lavaderte does a great job of getting a hold of that one as it spun up in the air, and the wind kind of took it a little bit, but stayed with it and made the out. So 2 outs here. Nobody on for Aldine, but yet they've had 3 runs in this inning. They lead 10-4. Ortiz laboring a little bit here. Got to settle down after the first 2 or 3 runs. That's low. Doesn't find the target. Alberto Gonzalez at the plate for Aldine. Top 10 in average in District 14 at .415. The next pitch from Ortiz, low and outside, 2-0. Sun is just about to go below the building, and I will enjoy that because it is in my eyes for this entire first 3 innings here. Ortiz's second inning of work. Second full inning, that is. He took over middle of the first. That ball will be ball 4. So he walks the runner on. Coming to the plate now for Aldine, Gabriel Nunez. Another dangerous hitter, big guy, 6'3", 210. Just a junior. 350 average. Got to be careful with him. Ortiz will not look at the runner. He'll fire, swing and a miss. Ortiz throwing that curveball, that changeup up there. There's a pickoff move to first. Doesn't get him. For the first time we've seen Ortiz throw over the first or the second to keep a runner back. They took advantage of that in this inning with a couple of stolen bases. Here's the next pitch. Rip left and foul. Took that one, took a little off that one. A curveball or a changeup. Nunez was out in front of that one, pulled it foul. Here, reset. The lights coming on here at the stadium. Here on the northwest side, Eisenhower High School. Here's the pitch. That one's ripped to center field. It's high though. Comes in, can't get a hold of it. Or did he make the catch? I couldn't tell from this vantage point. That ball will drop in. So a little Texas leaguer single. I think that ball was deadened by the wind a little bit maybe. Center fielder Gouldy could not get to it to make the catch. So 2 on here, runners at the corners for Aldine. 3 runs in already. Looking for more. Up to the plate now, Correga, the pitcher. High and outside, they're going to run on him. And the ball got there early, but went into center field, and a run will score. So another run will score. This one on the pass ball. It is now 11-4. 4 runs scored here in the third as well for Aldine. Rico Correga at the plate. Here's the pitch. He'll rip that one high and left side. Big pop-up. Struggling. Lavanderde was struggling with that one as well. He makes the catch and the out. So at the end of the third, or excuse me, end of the top of the third, let me put it that way, it is now 11-4. Eisenhower will be coming up at the bottom of the third right after this. Welcome back, folks. Third inning coming up. Bottom of the third for Eisenhower. Aldine tacked on a few more runs in their half of the third, and they lead 11-4. Correga will go back to the mound for Aldine. And we're about to make an announcer very happy with that sun going down over the gym. Should go down in this inning. I will be very, very happy with that, as I'm seeing sunspots from the sun shining in my eyes. But anyway, it's been a good game so far for both these teams. Lots of runs scored. They will play 7 innings in high school baseball. We're just in the third, as we've had a lot of traffic on the base paths. So Eisenhower will come to the plate here, down 11-4. Correga still in at pitcher for Aldine. He'll fire his first pitch, fouled right side. The breeze starts to pick up again. Just underway here, bottom of the third. Aldine with a comfortable 11-4 lead. And this, not a scoreboard here. We're having to keep it by hand. Pretty sure I got a handle on that. It's pretty easy, simple math. I can do that. Here's a pitch, right side, gets up in the air. It's going to get down. One hopper against the wall. Come around first, he'll go into second, thinks about third, and holds up. Arenado with a double to the right side, went shopping at the gap, as they say. Some of you younger people wouldn't get that reference, but there used to be a store called the Gap. That's where the joke comes in. So it's been out of business for a long time, so I date myself there. So Lavanderde will come up to the plate here, one on, nobody out here for Eisenhower. They've given up 11 runs, but every single inning they've pecked away at that lead. 2 in the first and 2 in the second. Now the lead runner is on with a double. Correga will fire. That one's popped up. Doesn't quite clear the fence. Lands just behind home plate here. Good cut though from Lavanderde. So throw it back to second. Sun is finally going down behind the gym. Give my eyes a chance to adjust. I'm seeing a pink or orange spot on my eyesight here. We'll adjust. They are white uniforms, and if I call it a pink hat or helmet, that's probably why. There's a rip left side. It's foul. Lavanderde got a piece of that one. A little bit out front, otherwise that was going for the corner. Nobody out here at the bottom of the third. Runner on for Aldine. Eisenhower, excuse me. Rico Correga. Take a look at the second base, and he hits the batter. He looked at the runner at second, and the runner at second looked like he made a little face at him, and Correga turned around and hit the batter, Lavanderde, in the right or the left leg. So 2 on here for Aldine. Here comes number 15, Ortiz. He's been the pitcher for most of this game. He's pitched 2.5 of the 3 innings. He'll come to the plate here. So a meeting on the mound for Aldine. They'll talk to Correga real quick. Probably try to settle him down. He just let the first two on, and Ortiz come to the plate here for Eisenhower. 2 on, nobody out. Trailing by 7. Here's the pitch inside, almost hit him. Ortiz somehow got out of the way of that one. Both runners will advance to second and third. So Ortiz with quick feet just somehow got out of the way of that one. So they'll come after him again here. 2 on, runners at second and third. Here's a pitch, ripped left side foul. Got a piece of that one. Ortiz staying alive. Oh, Ice Cream Man is leaving now. I was thinking about going over there during the break and getting one, but it's going to be a long game the way this one's going. Here's a rip. Ortiz up the second base, hops over the top. Runner will score. Took a bad hop. Allowed that run to score. That was 11-5. And here comes Jamarian Lee to the plate. Lee caused a stir the last time up with a hit and 2 stolen bases in the inning. They'll have a replacement runner for Ortiz at first. So Correga with traffic now. Swing and a miss with Jamarian Lee going for the fences. The runners at the corners. He'll fire. That ball actually hit the umpire, knocked the counter out of his hand, went behind plate, and they will score a runner off of that. 11-6 now. The home plate umpire shaking his left hand. That ball hit him in the left hand. Have you ever seen an umpire, they have a little counter in their hand to keep track of the balls and strikes? It knocked it right out of his hand. But catchers are a tough breed for sure, and umpires have to be the same way in the line of fire, and he's a tough guy. He'll shake it off. Jamarian Lee at the plate here. So 2 runs in here for Eisenhower in the bottom of the third, makes it 11-6. Eisenhower just keeps pecking away here. Runner at second. Here's the pitch to Lee. Slices to right field. That one will get down and get caught the right side. That was a great hit. I thought it was going to get down. That's the best hit ball we've seen so far tonight from Jamarian Lee, or from any player, really. So the runner was not able to advance. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the third. And here comes Patel to the plate for Eisenhower. Replacement runner at second. Here's a pitch from Correga outside. Ball 1. Boy, talking about the sun going away, thought it would be good, but now it's getting a little cool. So I guess I can't have it all, right? But it is a nice evening. Great nice to be out. That's a hot shot to right. Scooped up by the second baseman, throws it out. Runner will advance to third for 2 outs here for Eisenhower. 2 runs in, 2 outs. Patel got a pretty good rip at that. Zakaria comes to the plate now. And he'll stride to the left side of the plate. Zakaria, a pitcher as well. Seen him work the last game we were broadcasting with Eisenhower. But he does well at the plate as well. Another mound visit. I haven't quite tracked the mound visits for Aldine, but there's been quite a few mound visits in this game from both teams. This game started at 6 p.m. It's 7:42, an hour and 42 minutes into this game, and we're not even through the third inning yet. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. As the new pitcher for Aldine will get some warm-up tosses. Try to get the numbers. Number 14 will. Number 14 is Campa. Adrian Campa will go to the mound here. Correga's job is done on the mound. So the right-handed pitchers will go be the next pitcher for Aldine. Correga has gone the entire way. He was the opening pitcher, but struggling with the control here in this inning. So started out, Aldine gets 4 in the first, 3 in the second, and another 4 in the third, makes their 11 runs. Eisenhower has scored 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, and 2 runs so far here in the third. Runner on third. And Zakaria will be the first one to face the new pitcher for Aldine. Yeah, they only play 7 innings, but it's been a long game so far. A lot of runs scored, a lot of mound visits. Almost 2 hours in, and we're not even clear third inning so far. Warm-up tosses are done. New pitcher for Aldine will face Zakaria as his first batter. He'll rock, he'll fire. First pitch goes into left field for a hit. Run will score. And is 11-7 now. So the Eagles keep pecking back at this. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second, now 3 here in the third. Runner on first, so very first pitch Zakaria sees, slices at Oppo into left field for the single and the RBI. Here's the next pitch, low and inside, low and outside. Up to the plate now, number 14, Adrian. I can't read my own writing. So number 14 at the plate here for Aldine. Now that the sun is down, I can actually use my reading glasses. Here's the next pitch, low and inside. Eddie Nordling, 306 batting average for Aldine, or for Eisenhower, excuse me. In those senior moments, jumping in here. So Eisenhower putting up a fight here. Here's a swing and a miss. Going for the fences there. Took something a little bit off of that. Carpa with a slider off-speed pitch. There's a pitch. That one's driven into left field. That's going to get down. Runners at first and second. Runner at first could not advance past second base. And now here they have 2 runners on, 1 out. And Cameron Gooley, their best hitter on this team, strides to the plate. Score is 11-7. Just 4 runs down for Eisenhower now. And Gooley, a good chance. Had some runs batted in here. Gurley with a .436 average. He has scored a couple of times tonight. He's been on the base pass. You can tell he's been working hard. Got the stains on the uniform to prove it. Runner on second, runner on first. Campo comes in, low and inside. Cameron Gooley, the center fielder for this Eisenhower team. Pretty impressive young man with all his numbers he's been putting up this year. He's a senior. There's a looping pitch. Outside. Really didn't like it on the outside. He just let that one fly for a ball. Let's see what the count is here. Again, no scoreboard here. We'll try to keep up with the count as the umpire will flash the signals to us. Low and inside. That should be a 3-1. Three and 0. 3-0 is the count to a dangerous hitter. You almost at this point want to put him on instead of giving him something meaty to throw. There's a pickoff move. They don't get him. If that ball was thrown on the opposite side of the plate or outside side of the bag, they might have got him because they had the runner leaning just a little bit to the opposite side. He'll stare in the batter. 2 on for Gurley. Here's a pitch. That one's fouled. He got a good rip at that one. Carpa, the second pitcher for Aldine. Got his hands full now. 2 on. And Cameron Gurley up to the plate. He'll look in, check the runner on second. Give him a nice long stare. Now he'll come to the plate. Inside and low. Actually called a strike on that, didn't he? 3-2 should be the count. Runner second, just egging Carpa on to throw the ball. Ripped to right side. Gets to the second baseman. He'll throw it for the out. Runners will advance, but that's the third out. So Eisenhower does some damage here in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the fourth. Aldine leads 11-7. Welcome back, folks. Going to the fourth inning here. The Mustangs lead 11-7. We've had runs from both teams on every single inning so far. And if you're just joining us thinking you missed a good portion of the game, you didn't. It's 2 hours, almost 2 hours into the game now. We're just entering the fourth inning. They play 7. We've had a lot of activity on the base pass, a lot of runners scoring. 18 runs scored between these two teams in the first 3 innings. And if you had about 7 or 8 mound visits total on your bingo card, you probably win. Pitchers have been in trouble for both teams throughout this game. First batter for Aldine coming up now, number 15, Abrego. From the left side, Luis Abrego, the .263 batting average. Ortiz still in for Eisenhower. Big right-hander has struggled. He came in middle of first. Here's the next pitch. That one looked like a changeup. Just very slow pitch. Got in for a strike. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. That was ripped down the right side. First base coach for Aldine had to duck out of the way of that one. But he never took his hands out of the pockets. That's being a cool first base coach. Didn't panic. Ortiz will look in again here. Just underway. Inning number 4, strike. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. He rocks, he fires. That one's ripped to right side. That's going to go foul. Good cut from Abrego. Got a hold of that changeup down that right side, but came around on it just a little too quick. So here's the next pitch from Ortiz. That's a curveball up high. Count is full, 3-2. Low and inside, walks him. So another walk. And runners on the base pass every single inning for Aldine. In fact, for both these teams, we've had runners on every single inning. If you're just joining us, it's 11-7 Aldine. Just entering the fourth inning here. 18 runs between the two teams in just 3 innings. And here comes Martinez. Throw over, not in time. Ortiz led a couple of base stealers in the last inning he faced. He squares around to bunt. Here's another stolen base attempt on a delay. He'll get in there. Well, that wasn't really necessarily on Ortiz, but catcher not getting that ball back as quick as he might have. So Abrego takes advantage of that, goes to second. Martinez at the plate. Here's the pitch. He'll pop it up. A little bit of a bunt out front. He'll beat it out, though. Usually when you square the bunt and pop it up a little bit like that, it's not a good thing, but neither the catcher or the pitcher Ortiz could get to it. So it's a bunt single, infield single for Abrego. So runners at the corners now for Aldine. And here comes Veliz. Veliz hit in the side in his first and second attempt at the plate. Dangerous hitter for this Aldine Mustangs team. Runners at the corners, no runs in yet. No outs yet. Keeps the runner at third honest. Ortiz will throw over. So nobody out here for Aldine. Top of the fourth, 2 on. Runners at the corners. Ortiz will look in. He'll throw over to third again. Hasn't yet thrown a pitch to Veliz. Here he comes. It's low. Gets away from the catcher. The runner will advance to second base, so it's second and third now for Aldine. Seen a lot of fast balls and wild pitches tonight, scoring several runs along the way. Ortiz now dealing with second and third. No runs in yet for Aldine. He'll square the bunt. Veliz will put it down. A nice bunt down the left side. Lavanderde bobbles it as he tries to make the throw to first. Runner will score. Runner still be at the corners. It is 12-7 now. Great bunt by Veliz, just up the left or the third baseline. Lavanderde charging it. Tried to scoop it and make the throw. He couldn't get it. Bobbled it. So Veliz with a infield single. And guess what? Another mound visit. Another mound meeting for Eisenhower. If you had the over and under at 6, if you had the over, you're probably going to hit it. So now they'll break it up and come back. Ortiz will now face another strong hitter, Felix Melendez. Excuse me, that's Barbosa, number 23. Barbosa, leading hitter for this Aldine Mustang team. He's got ducks on the pond, first and third. Runners at the corners for the catcher, Barbosa. Ortiz will look in. Here's the pitch. Runner takes off to second. Stolen base as the catcher will throw it to third. So another stolen base in this inning. Runners at second and third for Barbosa. average. Here's the pitch outside. 2-0 on Barbosa. Can't get behind on a hitter like Barbosa. Excuse me, 1-1. Not 2-0. 1-1 is the count. Here's the next pitch from Ortiz. Low and outside. 2-1. Runners at second and third for the Mustangs. Barbosa at the plate. Here's the pitch. Inside, low, 3-1. Ortiz struggling to find control here. And Barbosa may just be taking this next pitch. And they'll go ahead and walk him. They just said, go ahead and take the base. So they just didn't want to come after him and give him something to hit, but they'll load the bases in doing that. So once again, the Mustangs have the bases loaded. And here comes a hitter almost as equal, Isaiah Nunez at 362, and another mound visit. We're just a little over 2 hours into this game, just into the top of the fourth. Have a new pitcher. Ortiz will see his night end as the new pitcher Patel will take to the mound for Eisenhower. Again, our score is 12 to 7. The Mustangs have scored in every inning, including this one. And right now, Patel comes in a tough spot here. Bases loaded. And you have to face a pretty good hitter in Isaiah Nunez. This game, the way it's going, we may still be here tomorrow night. So if you came in for a nice long game to get your money's worth, got a good game here for that, for sure. By the time we get done, maybe equal to a doubleheader just tonight alone. But we're here for the entire thing here on Vype Sports Live. David Canada with you, along with our producer, Sebastian Bien. Our Q&A, our quality control, Skylar Gillespie back at Vype headquarters, making sure we look good and sound good for you here. We're live at Eisenhower High School. The sun went down a while ago. We're still playing. Fourth inning. Still have 3 more to go. It's taking 2 hours just to get to the top of the fourth. And there are no outs with the bases loaded here for Aldine. I don't know if there's a curfew in this neighborhood, but we may be getting close to it by the time we get done tonight. So glad you could join us. Just get comfortable and grab you something to drink, something to eat. Could be in for a long night. Third pitcher on tap here for Eisenhower. Patel will take over Ortiz for Ortiz. Ortiz went 2.5 innings as he came in the middle of the first. But here's Nunez with the bases full. And Patel coming in at a tough spot. The right-hander Patel will look in. Here comes his first pitch. High and over the top. That'll score a run. And if you remember the game, or remember the movie Major League, Bob Uecker was called that one just a bit outside. 13 to 7 now, as Eisenhower falls a little farther behind. That was a tough first pitch. Sailed over the entire battery, over the top of the umpire and the catcher. Patel has 2 on now. Nunez digs in. He'll call for time. Patel taking a long time. Nunez just wanted to call time there. 2 on, 1 run in here in the top of the 4th for Aldine. Patel on the mound. Very long time between pitches here. A high drive to left side. Down the left field line. Lavanderde takes a run at it. Can't get a hold of it. And got up in the wind down that left side. Nunez took a really good rip at it. Just missed it. So he'll come back and try to straighten that one out. Two on. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th for Aldine. Tacking on another run so far this inning. Patel comes to the plate. That one's popped up right side. It went out and tried to make the catch. Did he make the catch? He did make the catch, but the run will score. So it's 14-7 now. So a pop-up to the right side. First baseman went out, had to go out, but almost an over-the-shoulder catch. Seems to be a little divot out there in right field. I couldn't quite see the ground where if he came up with it or not. He did make a great catch, but runner tag came in from 3rd. So 1 runner on, 1 out here. Now to the plate. Daniel Reyes, 386 batting average. Here's the pitch from Patel. Inside, 1-0. Patel coming in a tough spot. Already given up a run here. There's the next pitch. Ripped down the left field line. Is it fair? It is fair. Oh, he's in foul. Thought it was fair. No call really was made. You see the third base coach wheeling his arms like, let's go, let's go, let's go. And then the umpire comes out and said, no, that was foul. It was very close down that left field line. That would have rolled probably to the wall and scored at least 1 run. Would have come in from 2nd. So we reset here. Reyes will go after it again. That time swing and a miss. That time if he would have connected, it might have been over the wall. He swung with everything he had at that one. So Reyes getting some good cuts here off of Patel. Here's Patel again. Another rip left side. Down the line, foul. So an extended at bat here for Reyes. Patel throwing a lot of pitches early on in his appearance here. Nunez is battling against him. He'll reset. Here's Patel, the pitch. Looping, curveball, got him. Beautiful curveball. Couldn't pull the trigger. Struck him out. So 1 out for Patel. Still 1 on here for the Mustangs. Coming to the plate, number 7, Alberto Gonzalez. Another 400-plus hitter at 415 for this Mustang team. 1 out, 1 on for Gonzalez from the right side. Here's a pitch from Patel. Patel will look in. his time. Here's the next pitch, looping curveball up and inside. I think it hit him, sounded like it hit him in the helmet. It certainly did. He'll take to first base. So 2 on now for Aldine. Coming to the plate now for Aldine, number 21, Gabriel Nunez. Not quite a 400 hitter, a measly 350. But they'll run him up to the plate here, one at a time for Aldine. 2 runs in this inning, 14-7 is our score. Here's Patel with a pitch, inside. Fastball just a little high. Patel will check the runner at second. Come to the plate. Outside low. Called it a strike. Must have caught the edge of the plate there. From my vantage point, I'm a little bit off center, not quite straight behind the plate. So the outside corner seems outside to me, but that's why they pay the refs the big money. Here's the pitch from Patel. Outside again. He'll catch the plate again. Same spot. Catching that outside corner. Trying to keep it away from the big guy here. But if he can get his arms extended on it, he'll have full power. Here's the pitch. That's going to be high. A looping curveball, and both runners will advance. A double steal for Aldine. Gabriel Nunez, the big guy, 6'3", 210. Stands in against Patel. Wind is kicking up. You see this dust going across the diamond, across the outfield. Here's a pitch from Patel. Outside and low. Good job by the catcher getting out there and knocking that one down. 3-2 is the count. Full count for Nunez here. 2 on. Here's the pitch from Patel. That was ripped high and left side. High pop-up. Lavaderne went back, almost tripped on the bag trying to make the catch. But they only scored 2 in this inning, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It is now, let's see, I got to count. 5, 10, 14-7. A little my chicken scratches here. 14-7 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up here. Aldine has scored in every single inning. So has Eisenhower. Fighting back. Bottom of the 4th, they trail 14-7. Just in the middle of the 4th inning here. A lot of activity on the base pass. A lot of hits, a lot of pass balls, a lot of stolen bases as well. It's been a little more than 2 hours into this game. Started 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, and we're just not even through the fourth inning yet. Second pitch goes high and outside. Here goes Campa outside for the next pitch. Caught that corner though. Manuel Arredondo at the plate for Eisenhower. Here's the next pitch from Campa. Right to Campa and out at first. The first out recorded. And that's for the first time we've actually had an out recorded before a run in this game for either team. So coming to the plate now for Eisenhower. Number 8, Devion Carrier. Got a nice hit back in the second inning, driving in a run. Here's the pitch low and inside. 1-0. Campa took over for Ortiz. Excuse me, Correga. Ortiz plays for Eisenhower. It's too many names. So 2-0 to Carrier. Campa peers in over the glove. Kicks and fires. Great hit by Carrier deep into center field. Over the center fielder's head. Off the top of the wall. Carrier gets first. He'll go to second. Looks to third, but he'll hold up at second with a double. Almost a ground rule double as he got over the center fielder's head. Bounced off the top of the fence. It's a good hit into the wind, or had a little bit of the wind behind it. Carrier, that almost got out of here. So a double for Carrier, 1 out. Lavenderde will come to the plate. One out, 1 on for Eisenhower. Bottom or top of the fourth. Or bottom of the fourth, excuse me. Yeah, bottom of the fourth. There's been so many runs and so much going on, it's hard to keep track of where we are in the game. We should be farther. Rip foul for Lavenderde. He got a good rip at that one. So Campa gives up the double to Carrier to center field. And Eisenhower is running in scoring position now. Here's the pitch from Campa. Looping, got to the edge of the corner again. Little off-speed pitch, a little high and outside, but it caught the corner. Campa looks at second base. Carrier taking a big lead there. He'll come home. Struck him out. Caught the outside corner again. And Lavenderde is down on strikes. 2 outs here for Eisenhower. And here comes Ortiz to the plate. Ortiz started pitching in middle of first. It was relieved last inning. Here's the pitch to Ortiz. Big swing and a miss. Way out in front of that one as Campa took a little off of it. Here's the next pitch from Campa. Outside. Thought he was going to catch the corner of the plate. Didn't quite on that one. He's got zeroed in on that outside corner. Looks Carrier back again to second. Next pitch outside. That's a ball. outs here for Eisenhower. Runner at second, carrier with the double. Campa will look him back. He'll come to the plate. Ortiz with another big swing and a miss. Out in front of that one as well. Campa doing a good job on that changeup. It's one of the hardest pitches to throw. You have to throw it with the same arm speed as you do a fastball, but you just have to take a little bit off of it. Here's the next pitch. Ortiz with a big hit. Center field goes over. Center fielder drops it. That'll score a run. Carrier will come around. Ortiz with a hot single to center field. Should have been caught. That might be an error. But he hit it right on the screws, and it is now 14-8. I started doing the little marks like you would like tic-tac-toe, but now I'm having a hard time. We've scored so many runs, I'm having a hard time reading and counting them, so I'm going to have to go with just numbers now. Didn't expect this many runs in this game. It is 14-8. And Eisenhower refuses to die here. Jamarian Lee will come to the plate. Ortiz got the single with the error. They'll have a replacement runner at first for him. So again, Eisenhower manages to score a run. Each team has scored at least one run, and in some cases multiple runs in each inning. As we're now up to 22 runs between the two teams. And we're just in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch outside. Doesn't catch the corner. Lee's had a busy night as well. Been on the base paths a couple of times tonight. A couple of stolen bases. Campa will kick and fire. High and outside, but he catches the plate again. Campa just zeroing in on that outside portion of the plate. Painting the corners is what they call it. Campa comes again. Outside, doesn't catch the plate this time, a little low. Mary Lee will step out for a second. Step back in. Here's a pitch from Campa. Runner on first. That was a curveball. Caught the inside portion this time. Lee was expecting a fastball, I think, and just was locked up on that one. Couldn't quite pull the trigger. Here's the next pitch from Campa outside. Did he swing at it? No. He did make an offering at it, but didn't quite go around, according to the second base umpire. And that's the hard thing about being an umpire for high school. Ideally, you want the first base umpire to make that call if he went around completely or not. It's a little hard for the second base umpire where he's standing to make a determination whether he went completely across the plane of the plate or not, but that was his indication that he did not. So Lee will reset first run at first. One run in here for the Eagles. Campa will kick and fire. Runner on the move. Strike him out, and that's the end of the inning. So one run scored by Eisenhower. They cut the lead to 14-8 as we'll go to the fifth inning here on Vype Sports Live. Glad you could join us. And if you're tuning in to see a replay of the game, thinking the game's over, no, we're still in the fourth inning here. 2 hours and 30 minutes into this game. Eisenhower trails 14-8. As we come into the fifth inning, they only play 7, so this would be the so-called seventh inning stretch. In the heart of Texas. I'd sing for you, but you'd probably turn it off for sure. Anyway, the fifth inning stretch, our fourth inning stretch is over. Fifth inning coming up here. Eisenhower trailing 14-8. But you got to commend them. They've continued to fight. Gave it up 4 in the first, but fought back. They gave up 3 in the second. They fought back. They're still in contention, 14-8. But so far, none of the pitchers can really shut down any of the batters. Speaking of pitcher, here's Campa, the pitcher for Aldine, up to the plate here as he'll lead off the fifth inning. Long look in from Patel. Just a bit outside. That ball got away from him and went about 6 feet behind Campa. That was one of those you just got to look at as a batter, like, wow, okay. I think that was just a bit inside. Here's the next pitch from Patel. That one goes outside. Certainly don't have a problem with sweat on the hands tonight. A lot of times, as a pitcher, your hands get sweaty. You have to use a rosin bag, something like to get the grip on the ball. And it looked like that first pitch just slipped out of his grip. And the second pitch, he looked like he was looking at his fingers like he's losing the grip on the ball a little bit. Here's the third pitch. That is high and inside, too, behind Campa. But not as far as the first one. So Patel way off target here. But 2 behind him and 1 way out in front of him. 3-0. Sometimes a pitcher could be effectively wild. Being as a batter, you don't know where he's going to throw the next one. Whether it's going to be over your head, behind you, or right down the pipe. And sometimes that's a pitcher's advantage, but it gets a little scary as a batter when you don't know where that next pitch is coming. That one, it looked like it was a little low from my vantage point, but it caught the edge of the plate. Even the catcher turned around and said, "Really? Okay." Maybe the umpire feels a little sympathy for him as he's missed the plate badly the first 3 times. So it's 1-2. Here's the next pitch from Patel. Fouled back to the right side. 2-2 now. Campa 4th in the district with a .667 slugging percentage. So he can wield the bat as well. Here's the pitch from Patel. Right side. Looked like he might catch the edge of the plate, but it goes for a ball. So it's 3-2. Here's the next pitch. Patel will steer in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. So he finally, again, he might have been effectively wild to the point where Campa didn't know where the next pitch was coming, and it locked him up with that strike. And coming to the plate now is number 15, Abrego, and Campa had a little talk with him. It's like, giving him maybe a little bit of insight on what he might have seen Patel doing. Abrego from the left side. 1 out here, top of the 5th, strikeout from Patel. And that's the first time, and that first pitch is high and inside. Thought it might have hit him. So Patel's just a little wild here as he starts the 5th inning. And it It is fairly cool out here. Might have been the fact that he just got cold sitting on the bench. Didn't quite get warm. He's going to warm it. This one's tipped, fouled straight back. So 1-1. First time Aldine has gone down with an out before a run in this inning as well, or this game as well. That pitch that comes in. Of course, Aldine coming into this game with 16-3 overall record, 10-1 in district. Eisenhower just finishing out their season, 2 more games to go, coming in 8-14 with a 3-8 district record. Not in playoff contention, but they're hanging in here, trying to give Aldine a game here. Of course, Aldine has a chance for the district championship if they win this game tonight. They'll be 1 game behind Spring and 2 games to go against Spring. So if they sweep them, they get the outright District 14 championship. If they go 1-1, we've got a myriad of tiebreakers that I don't understand what would be the tie-breaking scenario, because they would be head-to-head, would be 1-1. They have to go to the third tiebreaker, which I'm not sure what the third tiebreaker would be at this point, but I'm sure Aldine just wants to go in there and sweep them and take it outright. And they'll get that chance if they win here tonight. They lead 14-8. Patel with the next pitch. Popped up right side. Fly to right center. Camped out underneath it and will make the second out. So a good drive to right field by Abrego. He comes up with the out. So 2 outs here. No runs in at all for Aldine in this inning. Patel being a little bit wild, but maybe, as I said, effectively wild, keeping these hitters a little bit off base. Next coming up, Alexander Martinez for Aldine. Again, if you want to come out and support these young athletes, Aldine and Spring will be a great matchup to watch. They play April 23rd and April 24th, a home-and-home series. So get out and support the kids. It should be a great series to watch. These 2 teams, high-powered and hardly ever lose. I'm actually lobbying to, hopefully I'll get to broadcast one of those games. We'll see. We've got a lot of playoffs coming up. We'll have those for you as well. Patel looks in. Takes his time. He'll stride to the plate. Up and high inside. Patel losing his hat. Partially to the wind, I think, as he wheeled around there. Start of the game, we had bright sunshine and heat. Now here we are in the deep of the night, so to speak. A little bit of a breeze, a little chilly to be out with shorts on as I am tonight. Certainly not complaining about a little bit of chilly weather in April in Texas, that's for sure. Patel will look in. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Right? Got a piece of that one, actually. Martinez fooled by it just a little bit, but was able to get a little bit of the bat on it. Yeah, it's a little cool tonight. Feels a little bit like Seattle weather. Patel looks in. Here's the pitch. Big, high pitch. You hear that hit right in front of me as it cleared everything again. This is the second time he's done that in this inning. Like maybe he's trying to throw a curveball, but slips out of his hand at the top of the rotation there. Trying to throw that 12-6 curveball. It kind of come over the top. If you lose it right at the top of the rotation, that's what will happen. Here's Patel again. This time inside and low, come to the backstop. Drop third strike, he'll get to first. He'll wheel looking for second, maybe. Took a big, aggressive turn. That ball went right to the backstop, right where we're sitting. We're sitting about 20 feet behind home plate here. So Aldine has a runner on here with 2 outs. And here comes number 4, Julian Velez. He hit a long double to center earlier, driving in a run. Kind of a late throw over to first. Patel will look again. He'll take a lead. Patel will fire. Stolen base. Got a great jump. And even if the catcher would have come up with it clean, as he didn't, he would not have had a chance. Great jump as Patel didn't look him back at all. Another stolen base tonight. We've had several from both teams. Here's a pitch. Got that outside corner for the strike. There's a pitch again, high and inside. Patel has been wild in this inning, but I think he's somewhat been effective because of that. Velez will look in. He's been hit twice by a pitch tonight. Patel will turn and throw to second. Try to pick off the runner there. More or less just to say, I see you back there. Didn't really turn with any kind of urgency, just kind of a throw over. He'll look back again. Here comes to the plate. High again. Almost got over everything again. Almost looked like a pitch out. It was so high. So Patel will look at second again. He'll rock and come to the plate. Big swing by Velez. Misses it. Here's a pitch from Patel again. Swing. Got a strikeout. And we're out of the inning. So this is the first inning that Aldine hasn't scored. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still, score is 14-8. Aldine out on top. Welcome back, folks. Bottom of the 5th coming up here for Aldine. for Eisenhower. Aldine leads 14-8 as the 5th inning goes down for Aldine. They did not score. First time in this game they haven't scored. So we are 2 hours and 40 minutes into this game, and just in the bottom of the 5th, a hot shot from Lavaderde goes to third, and it's out. So again, the pitcher's starting to slow down the batters here. Third straight inning, or third straight at bat that we've had an out before a run. So that's a good trend if you want to get out of here fairly quickly. I'm not saying I want to, but it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. We're only in the 5th inning. It's the bottom of the 5th, 14-8 is our score. Aldine on top. Here's a pitch from Campa inside. 1 out already here in the 5th. We only play 7 here in high school unless they're tied. And then we'll play until we get a winner. Extra innings, but only 7 innings. And we're already at Major League time as far as game time. 2 hours and 40 minutes in here. Next pitch from Campa. Swing and a miss. Zakaria at the plate for Eisenhower. Here's the pitch from Campa. Popped up left side. Shortstop will camp under it and take the second out. So 2 outs pretty quick here for Campa and the Mustangs. And now coming into the plate for Eisenhower. Eden Nording, number 14. 2 outs quickly here from Campa. Pitch high. 1-0. Low and outside. Didn't catch the corner there. 2-0. Campa just cruising through this inning already. Two outs quickly. Here's a pitch fouled back. 1-2. Should be 2-1. Should be like a 2-1 count. Campa fouled straight back again. Got a camera attached to the fence back here. Went right into the camera. It's still working. So good big cut. Here's the next pitch. That one's going down deep to center field. Center fielder camped underneath it. Well, 1, 2, 3 inning for Campa. And we'll go to the 6th inning. It's still 14-8. inning without a run scored for both teams after 22 runs scored in the first 4. We go to the 6th. Aldine on top 14-8. And Patel will go back to the mound for Eisenhower. And coming to the plate for Aldine is Barbosa. I think pitchers have done a pretty good job against Barbosa tonight. And I'm sure they're happy he's coming up to the plate with nobody on. Here's a pitch from Patel. Right down Broadway, strike 1. Again, you get a pitcher that's a little bit wild and can be effective once he figures it out, because the batters have no idea where that ball is going and kind of keeps them off guard a little bit. So Patel has managed to work that out. Here's a foul straight back into the creek from Barbosa. Starting to wonder how many balls they lose every night when they have a game here. The creek behind us is only about 50 yards behind us here. I've seen at least 3 go into it tonight. Don't know if they're able to pull those out of the creek or not. Well, here's Patel inside, low, bounces back to the backstop. Again, he's wild a little bit, effective. He got out of last inning with no runs, even though he threw a couple of pitches that were got a little bit of dust up the nose there, trying to stifle a sneeze, but Patel has been effectively wild at throwing balls over the heads and behind the batters, but when he finds the target, kind of catches the batter off guard a little bit. So Barbosa, the catcher, fairly quiet night for him at the plate. I would like to keep it that way for sure. Patel will look in. Here comes the pitch. Rocks and fires high and inside. Peels him back from the plate a little bit. Here's the next pitch from Patel. Low and outside, it'll pop back. 3rd strike again, dropped, and Barbosa will make it to first base. That's been about the 3rd or 4th time that's happened tonight as well. That's a play you hardly ever see. 3rd strike dropped, and then when you see it, the runner hardly ever makes it to first, but every single time it's happened tonight, the runner has made it to first. We've got a lot of foul territory here, so that takes a little bit of time for the catcher to retrieve it. So coming to the plate now for Aldine, number 20, Isaiah Nunez. Runner on, they lead 14-8. Here's the pitch. Rip left side, it's going to get down. But just stay for a single. First pitch he sees, rips into left field. So the Mustangs have something working here. 2 on. Here comes Daniel Reyes. Gonna bring a replacement runner out for second base. Effectively wild. Last inning, got out of the inning unscathed, but he's put 2 on here. And a host of good batters coming up. On deck, Alexander Martinez, another great hitter for this Aldine lineup. High and inside again, over the head of the batter, as Reyes ducks down and kind of shakes his head about where that location was. Here's Patel again. He's got 2 on now. Takes a look at second. He'll come to the plate. Low and outside. That ball gets away again. Runners will advance second and to third. Again, a pass ball allows runners to move ahead 90 feet. So Reyes has 2 runners in scoring position here. Here's the pitch from Patel inside. That ball will get away again. Here's another run that will score on a pass ball. 15-8 now. That ball gets stuck in the fence right below us here. Just came back and got the attention of the ref, so the ball is stuck, can't get it out. So the runners could not advance even further. But they get 1 run. Runners at the corners now. And Alberto Gonzalez comes to the plate, number 7. Corners, 1 run in. Off with the pitch, they'll steal the base as Patel never looked over. Runners second and third now. Here's a pitch from Patel. Swing and a miss. Took something off of that. Better Gonzalez was way out in front. Next pitch from Patel, inside and low. He catches the corner. He'll call that a strike.
Go, Albert.
Here's the next pitch from Patel. That's ripped into left center field. That will get down. 1 run will score. Runner second took off and has to tag up and does not advance. So it's 16-8 now. Well, the wind's kicking up all the dust around here, so pardon my coughing there. Here comes the big man to the plate, number 21, Gabriel Nunez. He's got ducks on the pond, runner at second. 16-8 to score, Aldine on top. Looping curveball finds the outside portion, but he did call it a ball. I thought that was going to be a strike. Nunez looks in, and that ball high again over Nunez's head. And Nunez is 6'3", so you can imagine where that ball was. Wind kicking up the dust, little dust devils going across around second base, left to right here. Nunez will look in, Patel takes a look at second. He'll come to the plate. Inside, almost hits him. And again, Nunez, cool customer, just stands there and lets it go by. He didn't even flinch when that ball went over his head. Patel will look in. Checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Outside. got the outside corner again. Umpire has a pretty wide strike zone. He's calling an outside pitch. Outside and low. Pitcher's taking advantage of it. Here's Patel again. He won't check the runner this time. He'll come to the plate. And he'll walk Nunez. So 2 on here. And comes to the plate now. The pitcher, Campa. Another meeting at the mound for Eisenhower. That's, I think, about 8 or 9. I've lost count now. I wasn't thinking I'd have to keep track of that tonight, but if you had 9 on a bingo card, you probably won tonight. And combined with the runners, the hits, and the traffic on the base pass, it's been a long night. Looks like he wants to square around and bunt here. He'll pull it back. Both runners advance. A double steal again. As Campos squared around like he wanted to bunt. Let it go by. Both runners will advance. So runners on second, runners on third. Camp at the plate. Here's Patel. He'll look in. Campa squares around the bunt. Beautiful bunt. Throws it to first, not in time. Beautiful, almost a suicide squeeze in a sense. Campa squared around the bunt. And now is 17-8. Runners at the corners here for Aldine. 2 runs in here in this inning. 17 in all. They come to the plate for Aldine now. Number 15, Abrego. Abrego almost hit one out of here last time. Bounce off the top of the wall in center field on the bounce. Got a meaty rip at it. Wind blowing out, almost took it out of here. He's got 2 on now, on the corners. Here's a pitch from Patel, high and outside again. That catcher just stares at him like, what is going on here? Great job by the catcher to get out there to actually get to that one. Catcher, by the way, number 6, Manuel Arredondo. Here's another little butt. Going to go out in front of the plate. They'll score a run. Throw to first is not in time. Bounce. Bad throw. It is now 18-8. Didn't know I was going to need a calculator tonight. 18-8 is our score. Aldine still adding on here. Now come to the plate for Aldine, number 3, Alexander Martinez. And he's got runners at the corners as well. 2 bunts. The last 2 batters drove in the runs on the suicide bunt. Both reached first base. And there's another one. And this one's going to score as well. 19-8 now. 3rd straight bunt with a man on third, and every single one of them executed perfectly to score the run. And here's Valise. Mustangs definitely been at bunting practice, as they have executed those perfectly. Here's the next pitch, and they're going to take off at second base. The throw in is in time, but a little high, as another stolen base for the Mustangs. And now the Mustangs are trying to adding a little salt into the wound here. Patel struggling on the mound with his location. Here he comes again, outside and low. At first he was a little effectively wild, but now I think the Mustangs are taking advantage of it. In fact, just making those perfect little bunts on him. Playing the small ball, if you will. There's a pitch inside, will hit him on the shoulder. Third time that Velez has been hit on the, well, hit at all at the plate. 2 times at the side, once a glancing blow off the shoulder there. He'll get on. Umpire indicates he got it on the elbow. Looked like it hit him on the shoulder to me, but either way, he's on first base. As the carousel continues here for the Mustangs. Coming to the plate now, total number 23, Mr. Barbosa. Last time Barbosa was up, indicated the fact that they were probably happy he was up with nobody on. Not the case this time. He's got runners first and second. And they're just going to go ahead and walk him. They're going to put him on. So Barbosa doesn't get a chance to swing the bat here. They'll load the bases. So Barbosa, they don't want to face him with runners on, but they'd rather face Isaiah Nunez with a 362 batting average. So you pick your poison. Sometimes you got to live with it. Now Barbosa, his average 419, so you go from 419 to 362. Not taking that much of a drop, but at least now they set up an out at every base, basically.
Play in. You got to play in right here.
There's Nunez at the plate. Bases loaded. No place to put him. Patel comes to the plate low and outside. Nunez just a sophomore. Patel will rock. Here he comes. That was ripped left center field. Going way back. Is it going to get out of here? It does! Grand slam for the Aldine Mustangs. Nunez hits it out of here. And that makes it 22-8. Boy, he got a hold of that one, and that was almost into the wind. The wind is coming left to right. He buried that out of there. Cleared the wall like about 4 or 5 feet. Grand slam for the Aldine Mustangs. And they're really putting on the hurt now, 22-8. One of my favorite broadcasters, well, Dave Niehaus from the Seattle Mariners, would have said that was a grand salami. Loved his call. He said, Grandma, get out the rye and mustard. It's a grand salami. Certainly here for the Aldine Mustangs. Enjoying that grand salami sandwich here. First pitch from Patel here. Bounces to the backstop. Down to the plate, Daniel Reyes. Reyes probably a little disappointed that nobody on base for him. Patel effectively wild, but Nunez took him deep there. Second pitch high and outside. 2-0. Next pitch from Patel. Again, high and outside. Way 4 or 5 feet behind him.
On deck.
That's about the 4th time. And Reyes just stands there like, are you kidding me? So Patel will look in again. Try to get a better grip on the ball. This one bounces. And again, 3rd strike. He's going to go to first. The catcher delayed. Thought he didn't have to go back and got it or get it. And Reyes goes all the way to 2nd. Arnaldo just stood there and watched the ball bounce back and didn't really go back and get it. Reyes took advantage of it, wheeling around first and goes right into 2nd without a throw. So Aldine looking to put more hurt on here. Gonzalez comes to the plate. Oh, the runner on. I'll tell you, I'm not even sure with all the runs come in how many outs are in this inning. I think there's only 1. But don't count me on that one. That's popped up. Tried that little butt, but popped up and Patel was taking it. That was 2 outs, and that was 3 outs, and they're finally out of the inning. So out of the bottom of the 6th inning, coming up, it is 22-8, Aldine on top and rolling away with this one. Welcome back, folks. Bottom of the 6th inning here as the Aldine Mustangs put another hurt on the Eisenhower Eagles in that inning of the grand slam, scoring 5 runs. Now 22-8 is our score. And just in the break here, I was just looking up the Texas High School Baseball mercy rule. It's a little unclear. It says 10 runs. So this may be a game that might be over if Eisenhower does not score 4 runs here, get up to 12, and get to that 10-run mark. So we'll see. It may happen. We don't know for sure. Didn't really get a clarification when I looked it up. 22-8 is our score. New pitcher for the Aldine Mustangs is number 21, Gabriel Nunez. The big guy, 6'3", 210. He can throw the ball on the mound as well. Kicking fire, low and outside. Cameron Grewley is up for Eisenhower. But he said he's 6'3". He looks a lot taller on that mound when you get him elevated. Pretty imposing figure. That was high or low and outside. Came right back and hit right in front of me. You probably heard it on the microphone there. So Gabriel Nunez will be the fourth pitcher taking over for Campa. Our third pitcher for Aldine. That was ripped into left center field. It's high. Left fielder camping out underneath it will make the catch. Grewley got it into it, but couldn't drive it any more than that. This first out for Aldine. So striving to the plate now for Eisenhower is the catcher. Number 6, Arianando. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, just trying to look up that mercy rule. It's a little unclear. We may be only playing this 6th inning, and that would be it if Eisenhower can't manage at least 4 runs. Here's the pitch from Nunez. Boy, he's really throwing the heat up there. You can definitely see the difference between him and the other pitchers out there. The velocity is much more. Kind of joshing Arianando here. That ball went flying by him. He just didn't even get a chance to even look at it, much less swing at it. There's such velocity there. Nunez will stare in. One out here, the bottom of the 6th. Fastball again. Arianando got a piece of that one at least. Kind of reminds me of the last time I got in a batting cage, 70-mile-an-hour pitch, and I had to start my bat before the ball ever came out the hole just to get a chance to even come around on it. There's another fastball outside. Good job by Barbosa gathering that one up. Yeah, I would keep this guy's name, Gabriel Nunez, in your head because he looks every bit of a great prospect on the mound and in the field as well. He's a pretty imposing guy. And he looks the part on the mound. Big kick, a lot of velocity. So the Astros, if you're listening, take a look at him. Need all the help we can get. Nunez one out here in the bottom of the 6th. He'll kick and fire again. Fastball. Can't catch up to it. It's down on strikes. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Again, if you're just hanging around for the end of the game, not quite sure on the mercy rule. Mercy rule says 10 runs, but it did mention it was only in the championship round. We'll see. If, for some reason Eisenhower can't get 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, it may be over. For the velocity Nunez is putting on that ball. And that'll be an out at first base. And 1, 2, 3 out. And that is the game. As the umpire holds his hands up, that is the mercy rule. The game is over in 6 innings. Goes down 22-8 as Aldine goes to 11-1 on their district record, and they will get that head-to-head chance to go against the Spring Lions on April 22nd and April 23rd outright championship is in their hands. They can win 2 games and come out with the District 14 championship. So congratulations to them on their season. Eisenhower as well. Good season for them as well. Unfortunately, not for the playoffs. But tonight, game ends at 22-8. Eisenhower falls to the Aldine Mustangs. On behalf of our producer, Sebastian Bien, Skylar Gillespie back at Vype headquarters